Have you ever noticed someone who rarely, if ever, posts pictures on social media? No selfies, no constant updates, no need to document every moment. In a world where visibility is rewarded and silence often goes unnoticed, these people stand out precisely because they do not try to stand out. And psychology suggests that this behavior is not accidental. People who do not post much online are often misunderstood. They are labeled as shy, withdrawn, antisocial, or disconnected. But when you look beneath the surface, a very different picture emerges. One that has more to do with self-awareness than insecurity. One of the most common traits among people who avoid posting is a strong sense of privacy. This does not mean secrecy or avoidance. It means they are deliberate about what they share and with whom. Psychologists describe this as a high privacy orientation. These individuals prefer control over their inner world. They do not feel the need to make their experiences public in order to validate them. Their sense of satisfaction comes from living the moment, not from measuring how others respond to it. This is why they are less dependent on likes, comments, or external reactions. Their self-worth does not rise and fall with engagement. They already know how they feel about their life, and that is enough for them. Another important characteristic is strong self-awareness. Research on self-concept clarity shows that people who share less online often have a clearer understanding of who they are. They know their values, their priorities, and what matters to them without needing constant feedback. Because of this, they are less likely to chase trends or compare their lives to others. They do not feel pressure to present a curated version of themselves. Their identity is not built for an audience. This often gives them a quiet confidence, not the loud kind that demands attention, but the stable kind that does not need it. Many of these individuals are also emotionally secure. Posting less is frequently associated with secure self-esteem, which means their sense of worth is internally regulated rather than externally maintained. They do not need to prove that they are happy, successful, or interesting because they already feel grounded in who they are. From a psychological standpoint, this kind of emotional stability is linked to lower anxiety, reduced approval-seeking behavior, and a stronger focus on long-term, real-world goals. Another pattern that appears frequently is introspection. People who stay quiet online tend to think before they speak and observe before they react. They are not interested in constant broadcasting. They post only when something genuinely feels meaningful to them. Psychologists refer to this as an internal locus of evaluation. This means they judge their lives by their own standards rather than by public response. They care more about authenticity than performance and prefer real conversations over surface-level interactions. Many of them also understand something important about social media that others struggle with. They recognize how easily it distorts reality. Social comparison theory explains how constant exposure to other people's highlight reels can quietly erode self-esteem. People who limit their posting often do so because they understand this effect and choose to protect their mental space. They are not disconnected, they are selective. For some, this choice comes after experience. They may have once shared more until they realized that posting began to feel like pressure. Every good moment carried the expectation of being documented. Every achievement felt incomplete without validation, so they stepped back, not dramatically, quietly. They stopped turning their life into content and started experiencing it again. There is also a concept in psychology called psychological ownership. It refers to the feeling that something truly belongs to you. Many people who avoid posting feel that once a moment is shared, it loses some of its intimacy. It becomes open to interpretation, judgment, or misunderstanding. By keeping certain moments private, they preserve their meaning. This does not mean everyone who avoids posting is emotionally secure. For some, silence is a form of protection from judgment or misinterpretation. Social media creates what psychologists call self-presentational pressure, the feeling of being evaluated even when no one is actively watching. For individuals who think deeply and feel intensely, that pressure can be exhausting. They do not want to be seen inaccurately. They want to be understood properly. And if that feels unlikely online, they choose silence instead. What is often missed is that many of the quietest people online have the richest inner lives. They observe constantly. They process deeply. They notice details others overlook because they are not distracted by performance. They are not absent. They are present elsewhere. There is also something important to understand about identity. Social media encourages people to perform who they are, but people who do not post often value congruence, the alignment between who they are internally and how they live externally. They do not want to edit themselves into something more palatable. They want to remain real, even if that reality is not visible. Over time, this creates a different kind of confidence, the kind that exists even when no one is watching. Ironically, many people who stay quiet online build deeper relationships offline. Without constant updates, they notice who reaches out without reminders. They learn who remembers them without prompts. Those connections tend to feel more genuine and less transactional. So when you notice someone who does not post, it is worth reconsidering the assumptions we make. Silence does not always mean withdrawal. Often, it means discernment. In a culture that equates visibility with value, choosing not to post can be a sign of maturity. It reflects awareness, emotional regulation, and a clear sense of self. These individuals do not need to be seen to feel real. They do not need an audience to feel whole, and that quiet confidence, the ability to live fully without performing it, is something psychology consistently associates with emotional intelligence. Sometimes, the most grounded people are the ones you hear from the least. If you find yourself in this description, this channel is for you. Here, we don't label people as broken or flawed. We explain the patterns behind how people think, behave, and relate to the world in ways most places never do. If understanding yourself more clearly matters to you, you may want to stay.